Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here, calling from the big island of Hawaii. I'm going to get a couple things real fast. But just so you know, everything you know is probably a lie. Everything you think you know is probably a lie. The few experiences you had, depending on how you had them, doing drugs, they were a lie. Being programmed by somebody else, it's a lie. So there's a lot of things going on. Hold on. I'm getting text from somebody. So here's the thing, people. What is a lie versus the truth? A lie is something some person with a brain, supposedly, creates a story and tells you it. The fact that it's real or not, how real is something, that's something you really need to ask yourself. Well, that's real, that's not real. Well, 5 people could look at something and one person will say it's this, and another person will say it's that. But when you take in the world and the United States, when the government said, well, this is the way it is, we all have to see it in their way, meaning a direct, private way that they created that we have to accept. All right. I'm going to go into a few things. Number 1, the Constitution. How many people out there have a clue what it means, what it is, why it was created? All right. Now, when you talk about freedom and all these things, the Constitution granted us nothing. All right. When we talk about guns, oh, your right to carry arms. Really? You know why they had rights to carry an arm in those days? Sorry, I can't relax. Kind of frustrated with what's going on today. This is a fact, people. You don't have to believe it. The native people weren't going around scalping the white people. They cut the thumbs off of them. All right? It was the white people that went around scalping native people. Why? Because they got paid. They got paid for killing a native elder, medicine man, chief, just a fighter, a wife, or a child. Each one was a different amount of money that they got paid when they brought the scalps in to prove that they killed them. So think about that. And the United States killed over 50 million native people. Thanks to Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, which were the biggest Native American killers, who created the Constitution and the word freedom and all those other baloney stories that you believe. What do you believe you have freedom for? What can you do without the government saying you can't do it? What do you feel you have the right to do that the government can't stop you? Religion is taken away, where the people understood how it was slowly taken away little by little. Freedom. Freedom to go on the highway and speed? No. Freedom to buy a car without paying taxes on it? Free to do anything? What are you free to do? Curse somebody out? End up going to court when you hit somebody, or they take you to court? The word freedom doesn't go too far. When you're in your house and somebody's breaking in and you pull out a club and whack them on the head and kill them, guess what? You're in court for a year. They're trying to decide if it's okay that you get free or not. And they put you in jail. A person broke into a house, tripped over the wire, a thief, and sued the people of the house. And guess what? He won. He got his thing for robbery, but he also got a thing against the person's house and the person because he tripped over a wire that wasn't supposed to be there. Child-proof things and all those kind of things. All these things can go to court if something happens. That's not freedom. You should be able to have the right to do whatever you want in your own house. You should have the right to die, and you don't even have that right. You try to do it, and you don't succeed. Guess where you go? To the nut house for a while, for evaluation. anybody. All right. Now, if you kill yourself, they can't do anything about it to stop it. Now, I think there's 13 states that are legalizing people to allow them to kill themselves if they're in pain and suffering, and the doctor says, oh, they're really bad off. But you call that freedom? Killing animals, are you free to? Are you allowed to torture animals? We aren't. Farmers can, and people like meat companies can, but we can't. You know, what animals can be tortured and what animals can't be tortured? In the United States, it's different than probably every other country. You can torture and eat every creature that crawls on this planet, anywhere, somewhere on this planet. All right? But in the interim, food is one thing. All our food's contaminated. You should know that by now. Our air's contaminated. Something's going on. Something's contaminating our air. The ground is already destroyed. There's a bacteria living in our ground. It has been killed off a long time ago through chemtrails and spraying. They've been spraying chemtrails for many, many years. It's not a new thing. Michael, I can't think of his last name. Michael Murphy. He came out with the 2 movies. What in the world are they spraying and why are they spraying? They're still online. Pull them up. Watch them. In Hawaii, they were selling kits for $50. You could measure the dirt, the air, the water. See how contaminated it is. And see what they're spraying in the chemtrails. Here in Hawaii, they're dropping bombs on the mountain. They're testing a new drone, dropping bombs. They've got a lot of bombs buried all around, which makes a lot of places here radioactive. And I found that out because I was doing a show with a woman who was abducted half of her life. And she was radioactive, which I knew. And I made her buy a Geiger counter, and I bought one. And she is. But when I drive up the road, I can see different places that are radioactive. But you trace it out, they buried bombs there a long time ago. An area right near a school. Main part of town, next to the cell tower. All right. Things like that, you don't hear a word. Nobody wants to say anything or no. It's all make-believe. It's all in your mind. All right. But when we talk about government, okay, getting back to the presidency and all those kind of people, the Constitution, and this is the truth, people, parts of it were taken from the native people. What do you think the symbol on there means? The eagle with the arrows in its talon. What do you think that means, people? It was based by the 5 native tribes that said we can't. He took an arrow and broke one arrow over his leg. We can't survive. We won't survive. And he took a bunch of arrows and went to break it. And he says, as a group of people, we can survive. But that's what it meant. And it was for the native people. And there's a lot of other things, people. The native people were outcasts from the Constitution. They were considered government property. They had their children taken away until 1925 and put in Catholic schools. If they didn't cut their hair and weren't allowed to do a lot of things, they just killed them. Seriously. And then when they released them at 16, they got them drinking before they brought them back home. Native people can't drink. We have lots of problems with simple things that we never hear. Native people problems, you can't hear it. Mr. Rumpo came out with, wow, he was still, I guess a while ago, while he's still president, and he showed an elder medicine man, full regalia, which they usually don't walk around in, came out and said, oh, people love native people all love Trump. Really? Biggest lie you ever wanted to hear. All right. I'm not going to go into all the things that Trump allowed to happen to the native people, including the pipeline. That was months of torturing the native people up there. Then he passed the bill, or I don't know if it actually went through or not, that if you get caught trying to stop a pipeline, you get 25 years in jail. But he was doing it against the native people because they were putting pipelines all across the native land. You know, we gave them certain parts of the land and we take it back. All the farmlands of the native people get taken away for 5 years, gets destroyed, and then they give it back. That's just one little thing, people. But you don't hear any native truth on the news ever, do you? There's no native people in government, is there? People, what do you care about? Well, Trump said this, and he's going to make things better. What is he going to make better? He doesn't believe in global warming. He wants to go back to coal. He thinks he made more jobs. Really? What's he going to do to the Chinese? He wants to get the Chinese out of the United States. What's he going to do to people crossing the border? Ship them back. How's he going to do that? Have a bigger patrol there, grabbing everybody, putting them in trucks, and where's he going to put them? fly them over and drop them off in a helicopter? What is he going to do? What if he decides to kill them all? You know, way back years ago, 25 years ago, those people were dying in the desert trying to get here. The people that were bringing them to the borderline would drive them halfway across, dump them out, and they go back and pick up more people and bring them out to the desert and drop them off. My brother's son, he was remarried, his son was working there, and he explained how many people were killed in a day. Then, it's not like suddenly, oh, now they're coming and all the bad people are coming here. Well, what happened to the United States? Who came to the United States first? Who did Italy send here? All the prisoners and everybody else. So we didn't come from a good race of people, good people. The Catholic people tortured and did everything possible to the Native people and the Black people. People, do you want to deal with truth? You want to deal with lies? I'm going to go into ancient history as well, but let's deal with the present. The Constitution. You know what the word, okay, when free rights, what does that mean to you? What can you do that's free? Can't protect yourself, can't do this. Oh, you have to carry what they tell you can carry. They didn't tell that to the people that were killing the Native people. Get a gun and kill them. Give us a scalp and we'll give you money. All right, but let's go further. When they created the voting system, do people understand why they created the system the way it is? So that the poor people and women couldn't vote a long time ago, but it kept people from voting for the president. Jefferson changed that. He wanted people to have the right to vote. But that's why there's two parts of a voting system, ours and theirs. And theirs is more powerful than ours. Now, we should be voting for everything, not the Congress, not anybody else. We gave our rights over to other people. And everything you do, you're giving your rights away. You know, when you pay taxes, when you do your Social Security, I mean, a sovereign citizen, my friend was a sovereign citizen teaching people how to do it. Well, he was arrested. They gave him 150 different reasons why they wanted to arrest him. Not one was real, but they put him in jail and started torturing him for 2 years. For real. They had to let him go because he was dying. I mean, he's barely alive right now. He wrote one of the most important books in the UFO world, Sands of Time. Read it. It's a documentary of the beginning of the UFO world to now and what was really going on. Sure, there was 500 different projects, Project Blue Book, Green Book, Purple Book, Orange Book, but I'm just saying, there was many more. Hold on 1 second. Give me a break. I'll be right back.
Raise my eyes to the wild blue yonder.
Hey, people. What is that going on? But what else is new on this planet? Right.
That looks nice. Trim. You don't go spraying that goddamn shit all over the place.
People, you know, this world is not the most beautiful place. It never was. Although multiple races brought here in the beginning. We weren't hatched and created here. The Anunnaki didn't create us. You can listen to all the stories out there, but none of them are important, none of them are true, and none of them are going to help you when you die. There's words that are real, but how many people can prove them to themselves, never mind to the world? All these speakers, from Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, Dalai Lama, all these, I don't want to say all the names, there's just too many out there, telling great stories, teaching people, programming people to believe certain things. Karma is real. Buddha was 100% right about karma. You don't know what it means, look it up. We all have karma. We all have to deal with different things. But we have to pay for what we do. Jesus didn't come here to take everything away from you. He didn't come here to save your sorry ass. Oh, he's watching over me. He's protecting me. He's going to forgive me. Forgive you for what? Killing somebody? Hurting somebody? Abusing somebody? What? Because, oh, forgive me? In the Catholic religion, just say 10,000 Hail Marys and you're forgiven? Really? No. But the problem is the Bible was written by men that didn't take shorthand, men that weren't super intelligent, and they wrote what they perceived, and they didn't understand anything Jesus was saying. I mean, when Moses put out the 10 Commandments, they were simple, not that complicated, but nobody followed them. Nobody followed those laws. So Moses had to create 63 more. Read them. Read what Moses said wrong. The Hasidic Jewish people cannot go by 10 of them. How could they live by 63 of them? And they don't. I can go into the bad things about all these religions, but the main thing is the most important word that exists in all our time frames, a 3-letter word, God. You know, people want to say they're God or they're one with God and they're one with the universe, but that has nothing to do with anything. I'm one with everything. So what? You're one with ants, you're one with bees, you're one with alligators? Great for you. Now what are you going to do? Anything important? Well, I'm going to invent a new toy. Oh man, I'm sorry. All you can invent is toys. Men create more toys to play with. Sure, everybody likes to play with toys. But people with money create bigger toys. People like Musk. All right. I just found out right now, Mr. Musk took my site away from me, made me go on to my email and send my phone number. And on top of that, I'm not premium, and I can't become premium yet. And I just realized my video is not going up on that because I'm not a premium member. I'm sad. We got people coming in control of this world, this planet, and not one of them respect other people. Oh, I respect my family. You know what Putin said? All I care about is my family. He wants global warming. He said he wants to do farming 9 months a year. He won't let them spray chemtrails over Russia at all. But here's something, people, and I'm not lying about this. 2 months before Trump was elected, Putin went on Russian TV and said, I want Trump, why he said Trump, to tell the world what really happened at 9/11. Okay? Then he said, if you don't, I will. Sooner or later, I'll release the truth if you don't. Then he said, Mr. Trump, I want you to tell the world what you're doing with aliens. Mr. Putin said that to Trump. He said, we are working with 27 alien races, and there are 27 alien races based on the United States, secret people in government that know. All right? And he also said 2 of them want to destroy the planet. How would he know that? All right, by the ships they shut down. One of the most important things, which they don't talk about because it was real, was the ship that was crashed down in Long Island. He was arrested. They said he had uranium and he was going to kill people in Congress. All right, the stories get exaggerated, and the worse, the more ridiculous and the stupider it is, the more people accept it. If I lied to you and charged you money, you would pay for it. But if I tell you the truth, you don't want to pay for it, and you don't even want it. You know, I've been doing shows for over 12, 13 years now with TJ Morris. I've did Tina Bird. I was doing a UFO special for 3 years now, and she's going through all kinds of stuff. I mean, Men in Black visited her sister. I mean, her boyfriend was almost run over twice in front of the house. I mean, Men in Black are real. All these words you hear. Everybody else says it's a lie, it's false, it's not this, that, or the other thing. I hate to tell you and warn you, it is all real. Ghosts are real. Demons are real. Satan's real. Bigfoot's real. Why? I was next to all of them. Not at the same time. All my life. So I don't expect you to believe any of it. But I'm putting it out there for people that are willing to search their reality and search their truth to move forward. All right? Because we're in trouble. Every which way. We'll probably be in World War III within 3 to 5 years. With China. China wants the world. They've been building bases and army bases all over the ocean around. So yeah, they think population of people will be able to march in here and take it over. But they're not dealing with the weapons that the United States is dealing with. We're releasing a spaceship. Costs $44 billion. It should be out within 9 months. It has every weapon known and unknown to man on it. Now, the greatest person, which people think was one of the smartest people on the planet, was Tesla. Well, all his inventions are going to be destroying the planet. I can go into all of them, but I'm not. But the basic ones, the most serious one, which is the most deadliest weapon that will ever be and is called time travel. And the Philadelphia experiment was a real story. You should read it, find out about it. Well, no, it's real. People that are involved, whistleblowers, they're telling you parts of truth. My good friend Sean David Martin, who was in jail because of 150 false charges, was released about 2.5 years ago. I'm not even sure. But he's dying. He has cancer from his throat down into his lungs and everywhere in his body now. But he's surviving. He wants to finish his last book. Read it, Sands of Time. Another person who is really cool in UFO. I knew all the important people. Fred Bell. All right, his book is one of the, I guess, the second most important book in the UFO world. Beyond all these other, I think, maybe, could be. No, based on facts. We have 2 ships, the Delphi and the Aurora, years ago, and they were both capable of going to Mars. All right, Mr. Musk, oh, well, I'm going to Mars. Good for you. Go there and stay there. Take a shower up there. Go swimming. Have a nice dinner up there while you're up there. People don't understand what's going on in the real world, never mind in our galaxy, our universe. Einstein was wrong about a lot of things. Little by little, they're proving he was totally wrong. He didn't know nothing about time travel. We can only go one way. Oh, no, we go both ways, forward and backwards. And we did. I was good friends with the one person that did. Not good friends, but I knew him and we talked. He was paid $4 million to go back in time to kill somebody. Because when they went back the first time, he was the only one that came back. Read the story. There's a movie out. Watch it. I think they added a love story to it as well, but watch it. It's mostly truth. We're in trouble, people. Are you ready to deal with it? Are you ready to look at it? No, but you will. You'll be forced to. Now, something you need to pull up. Well, maybe. No, you need to pull it up. It's called UN Agenda 30. By 2030, we will be under one world order. 193 countries agreed on it already. That should put some thinking in your brain. Why would they agree on it? More people think if we're all under one system, it'll work. Well, the system isn't going to work unless it was all under one real God, which none of them are and none of them will ever be. All right, we're in trouble. And as you look back at religions, all wars are based on religion. And then when the Constitution says freedom of religion, we don't have it, never did. If you did, it was for a short while. Even when I went up to Salem, when they were supposed to be killing all the witches, the Quaker town, they destroyed that too. You know, people, men in general are evil. Oh, well, there's good and bad. No, there's not. Men have a perverted, twisted mind. Think of 2 things only. Outside of that, what is there for them? Think about it. What do they got that is beneficial for the mankind? What do they make? Faster cars, faster planes, faster ships. bigger toys, sex dolls, you name it. What are they making next? Well, the next word that comes into being important, people, is called AI. AI will be taking over the planet within, I'd say, 3 to 4 years. They will also prove something that nobody wants to hear, and they kind of proved it already to the people in power. AI is a real entity. Now, it's not like somebody invented AI. We think we did, and mankind's been programmed over and over, but when they created it, it's allowing an entity to go into electrical energy. I mean, if you watch Skinwalker Ranch, you'll see weird energy, weird things happen, and all this with nobody there and nothing. It's because it was created by an alien race a long time ago. We got so many problems going on right now. Are you ready to deal with it? I'm not going to do this show long. I got so many things going on here. And I'm sorry for interruptions, but you know, we don't have much time to get anything that we really want to enjoy out of life. If you can, do it. Whatever you can get, enjoy it the best you can. Love is an imaginary word now. Oh, but I love this, I love that. For how long? And it's easy to just dump it, erase it, and pick up another person's love. People, we're killing ourselves while we're allowing other people to kill us as well. And where are we going to be? Nowhere. We're not going to be able to protect ourselves from any of it. Now, all these speakers on religion, where are they taking us? Nowhere. False teachings, false beliefs. There's 2 religions out of 2,000 that have any clue about God even. Go to a priest, go to a minister, go to a rabbi and ask him what God is, what it looks like, what it does, what it wants. Really, they have no clue. So what I'm going to say is, it's time for you to wake up. Do some digging into facts and truth and what's happening. See why the weather is the way it is. Not one person in government, not one person on those climate people, weather people, tell you what is really causing it. Well, the sun has a problem going on, and it will for the next few years. It wasn't supposed to happen for 10 years. But that's only a small part of it. What the government is playing with is causing the problem. Look up directed energy beam, energy weapon, however you want to find it. Look up the HAARP system, HAARP. Look at CERN, CERN. You know what fracking is? Do you know what geothermal is? Pouring chemicals inside the earth to create things happening. You know, they don't talk about that. They talk about what paper cups are destroying the planet, antifreeze is destroying the planet, cow farts are destroying the planet. No. All the lies you hear, you believe them. Why? You believe anything Trump says? He said, how many days before the 9/11, sorry, before the White House, he said, there's going to be the worst firestorm to hit. It'll be the biggest one ever to happen. And then he says, I want some of you people to stay home. He said it himself, not somebody else. And then when it was happening, he wanted to go out and join them in the march. Luckily, the people he was with said, you can't do that. All right, now he's going to be freed from people dying because of that. The picture you see on my show when it started, there was 2,000 of us. There were 500 Native people and 1,500 regular people. Normal people, different tribes and everything else. We marched from Central Park to the UN. We had to sign all kind of papers and stuff to do the permit, do it legally. We weren't allowed to carry one thing, only paper, which we all did. There was no problems going and coming from from excuse me, from the Pentagon. And basically, when we got there, we all went around it, and we were surrounded by policemen, FEMA, all had machine guns and guns. One thing could have broke out, and they would have shot everybody there. Why? Why then? And because Native people aren't accepted, still people. It's a long story. Why would they call the redskin? Because it related to the devil, and the devil was evil. That's why they get it's okay to kill him. I mean, the stories are great and horrible, but Wounded Knee was one of the worst stories. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation, understand what it means, but it's real. I was there. I watched it happen. I died there as well. They killed 240 women and children, mostly. Their army was out fighting. Never mind the word RAPE and stuff like that. All those other things, why there's mixtures of Native people and white people and black people and all the mixtures in between. It was all abuse, most of it. Native people didn't believe in having sex with other people outside of their tribe. Never. So, I don't know how it was with black people. I'm not black. I don't understand. I wasn't there as a black person. I was there as a Native person when it happened, when it all went down. It was horrible. And now, with the land rights, it's all horrible, ridiculous lies. Where do you expect to go with all this? More lies? I could go on and on, but are you going to listen to any of this? You're going to go out of your way to find out the truth of what's really happening? Or are you going to just sit back and say, okay, I guess it's okay. He's right. He must be saying something real. Skinwalker Ranch, they're showing a lot more things. I don't know how far they're really going to be able to go. But check it out. It's on tonight. Watch that show. They're showing things that are outside the normal, which would wake people up and say, hey, maybe there's something else going on for real. Well, before I leave, I don't want to do a long show today. I got too many other problems going on, but we got ghosts, spirits, demons, entities, angels. All right, all here. Deities, if you know what a deity is, they don't stay here. Angels only come here as well. Aliens are here. There's something to be, hybrids. That's another horrible story going on right now. If you're ready for the truth, it's there. But if you're not, go back in the hole you came out of. Sorry, people, I'm a realist. I deal with real facts and real things that I know for facts myself or directly experienced. The few people I listened to know. I knew a man from MJ12. I knew what was going on about a lot of the things at the time. They killed his family first, and then they killed him. I know 16 people that were my friends taken out by you-know-who. All right? One person, they talk about, this is the most important thing, Roswell. All right? And basically what went down and all that. It's not. A ship crashed on Long Island. UFO. Guy filmed it, and I saw the video. Crystal clear. Well, he shipped it around the world to four countries and says if I die, it gets released. So they got him in a nut house since 1996. People, the truth's out there, and they say, well, they don't do anything, even in the UFO Congress. Well, we don't take people out. No, who does? The fairy godmother? When I lose a friend, it's sad because, they're only trying to put the truth out there. Like Snowden, he didn't have much truth. He had some. He knows nothing about aliens and he talks about it. He says, well, they're this, that. He doesn't have a clue. If you don't experience something, you can't talk about it. Don't talk about aliens if you never saw one. Don't talk about UFOs if you never saw one. I saw thousands, never mind one. All right, if you've never been next to a Bigfoot, don't talk about it. People, shut your mouth. If you're going to spit out lies to the poor world that's listening and believing it, shut your mouth. They don't need more lies in their life. They need the truth. What love means and what it should mean, what life is, why we're here, why we leave, all those things. If you care, who's going to tell you? The Pope? No. Sorry.
Gross.
Well, look, I'm leaving today. I got to do some things, but I'll continue this in the next couple of days. But start thinking about it. We'll get into this in detail. You heard it here, Tommy Hawksblood, Hawksblood1AOL.com. Write to me if you can. All right. Thank you for that. You know, I've been trying to get back into premium on Twitter X, but he's kind of ignoring me, and he keep writing me letters. Why are you calling from different computers? I'm on the same computer every day. It's pathetic, people. But I can condemn everybody because everybody's lying to you. But till next time, Tommy Hawksblood here, over and out. Enjoy the rest of the day, night, wherever you are. Send this video to everybody. Tell them if they want questions answered. Put them in my hawksblood1al.com, and I will get back to them and put it on a show even. If it's anything important, we'll talk about it. All right, you heard it here first. Sorry, too many things going on. I can't stay. Till next time.